combine and have that view over there, that's just pretty awesome. That's almost as awesome as watching that Mike Les guy on YouTube. That is one good-looking tractor and grain cart. Hey everybody, it is Farmhand Mike, and I am near Chester, South Dakota, out in the field with a Hesston Model 30B stack hand. They are out here stacking alfalfa hay, and I cannot think of a better way to spend my Saturday. Going to bring you all the action from the ground and from the sky. Let's check this machine out in action. I have a pretty lengthy video here of all this excitement, but before you can start baling hay or stacking hay, you have to rake it. So to kick this video off is a John Deere 6330 tractor pulling this H&S V-rake. And thanks to my co-worker James for having me out here. This farm in this video belongs to his family, so all kinds of excitement here. We're going to have raking hay, we're going to have stacking hay, and we're also going to be moving a couple stacks. There's going to be several different machines in this video, so you're going to get a good perspective of what stacking hay is all about. I shot this video on the last weekend in August of 2020. Pulling in the field here is a Case International 185 tractor, pulling this Hesston Stackhand Model 30B. Right behind the tractor coming down the road, you're going to see an International 666 tractor pulling a Hesston Stack Mover 30. Stacking hay or putting up hay like this goes back a long ways, and these Hesston stack hands were very popular before round balers come about. After the round baler, you don't see near as many of these. There's still several guys using them. Hesston made three sizes. They had the Model 10, which I have, the Model 30 you see here, and they also made a Model 60. Back in the day, John Deere also made several models of these, very similar to the Hesston. Owatonna had one. There was other variations of stackers too back in the day. Oftentimes when you go out west, you'll hear people refer to these as loafers because the stack of hay looks like a big loaf of bread out in the field. This farm also puts up some round bales of hay for their cattle herd, but the Hesston stack hands have a flail pickup, although some models did have a finger tine pickup available as an option as well. So when they come out here, they want a little bit of dew on this alfalfa when they're stacking it so all the leaves don't fall off. As it gets drier through the day, then this farm will switch over and put up some round bales. As I said, Hesston made three different sizes here. The Stackhand 10, like the one that I have that you might have seen on my YouTube channel doing corn stalks with, could put up a stack that was 7 foot wide by 8 foot and up to 8 foot max in height. The Hesston Stackhand 30 you see here can make a stack 8 foot wide, 14 foot long, up to 10 foot in height. And then the Model 60, which that's a hard model to find. I see a lot of them out west setting, and there are still some guys using it. That is on my future video wish list. So if you're watching this video and you have one of them, get a hold of me. I'd love to film a 60 sometime. That could make a stack that was 8 foot wide, 20 foot in length, and 11 foot maximum height. So real quick, the Hesston Stackhand 10 can make a stack 1 1/4 ton. The 30 you see here can make a stack up to 3 tons, and the Model 60 could make a 6-ton stack. The Stackhand Model 30 weighs in around 9,250 pounds. And for the end of August, you look across the fields here, you'll see some of the corn and soybean fields are starting to turn. It's just been a little bit dry out here. I've spent some time in this area over my years, especially as a Gale rep, because the Gale skid loader factory is nearby here in Madison, South Dakota. Used to do a lot of service schools and so forth for dealers out in Madison at the skid loader factory, and when I'd be stuck out here over the weekends, I would drive a lot of these country roads in this surrounding area, checking out, looking at the different farms and stuff. Of course, that was back before my YouTube days, and I probably missed out. If I would have known what the future held, I missed out on a lot of opportunities back then. Just have another minute or so of him raking hay here, and then we'll switch over. Got some great drone shots, aerial and on the ground of the stack hand and the stack mover, all in action. Now let's watch him move a stack. When I post pictures of stack hands on my Instagram, one of the most common questions is, how do you move these stacks of hay or corn stalks? So now you're going to get to see it. This is the HESSTON Stack Mover Model 30. This will pick this stack up and fit that whole thing on here. They made a bigger one for the 60, and then you could also use this for like my stack hand 10 and haul 2 stacks on it. HESSTON had several different ways or different movers and so forth. You could also get a feeder attachment on the front of these that would chop the hay and kind of put it off to the side so you could go out in the pasture or whatever and feed your cattle that way. I have a couple older HESSTON brochures that have the stack hands and the stack movers in it showing all the options. They even made a stack mover at one time that had a gooseneck hitch on it for pulling it behind a pickup truck. I did find some of these older movers and these feeding attachments and so forth out in some scrap yards across the country, and maybe someday I'll do a more in-depth video showing you some of that stuff. I don't know how many International 666 tractors are on YouTube, but I believe this is a first for my channel. The Model 666 International tractor was built between 1972 to 1976. According to TractorData.com, there was 9,367 of these total built. You could get these with either a 6-cylinder gas or diesel engine, and they were rated at around 69 PTO horsepower. This tractor, depending how it was equipped, would have sold for just under $12,000. Another neat find while I was here visiting this farm is they have an International 3488 Hydro tractor. I'm told there was only 465 of those built. They was using it on the grain vac, cleaning out a bin of corn while I was here. I do have a couple minutes of video of that, so stay tuned. May do a future video. He's going to haul this stack back to the farm, and we're going to get out in the field now and see the stack hand for pretty much the rest of the video. And after you watch this and see the stack hand in action, you should get a pretty good idea how it works. So this has a flail pickup that picks up the crop, blows it up here, blows it back into the chamber. The roof on this raises up and down, so once they get this full enough, they compress this roof, or the house as they call it. It'll come down, compress the crop, they'll raise it back up, they'll drive forward, put more crop, blow more crop back into it, and they'll compress this probably 4 or 5 times, and then after they get a decent stack that's packed down good, they'll haul it back and wherever they want to eject it, and you'll see how that happens later on in the video. So there's no twine or net involved here. It's just the crop being packed down. So you kind of got to watch where you park these, because sometimes wind can destroy these stacks. Now, you're probably wondering what the deal is with him backing up against that stack of hay after he ejects the stack, and I'm told that sometimes on these machines they would spring the tailgate, and if they back up against there and just kind of tap that against the stack, it'll assure the operator that the tailgate is latched. Now, let's go out and make another loaf. Here's a Farmhand stack mover they have. This will haul a couple of the stacks from the Model 30 that they have, or if you have the HESSTON 60 stack hand, you can fit one of those on here. that's going to do it for this video. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Feel free to comment below, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter under Farmhand Mike. And as always, thanks for watching, supporting my social media.